Premier, Speaker, clearly, Premier, you don't want to be accountable and transparent on that file, so let me try another one. We strongly believe that it's the duty of those of us that are fortunate enough to be elected to this place, on behalf of the public, to maintain transparency and accountability and openness. You've talked about it a lot, but how can you reconcile that promise that you make so often, Premier, to be open and accountable when you've instructed your government committee members to hide financial information about your $309 million Mars bailout? Why won't you be open and transparent and provide the documents we're asking for?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. So let me just go over a little bit of background on because I know that the member opposite wants, as we do, for there to be the best innovation and research in Ontario possible. He wants, as we do, Mr. Speaker, that startup companies have the support that they need. So we know, Mr. Speaker, that Mars is a world-renowned centre of research and innovation, Mr. Speaker. It's an organization that has generated economic activity of about $3 billion, has helped or advised 1,400 companies, Mr. Speaker, to get started and to be able to expand. Our priority has been, and it will continue to be, to protect Ontario's investment in that building, Mr. Speaker. We fully expect that the $224 million loan will be paid back in full. And so, Mr. Speaker, we are operating on that assumption and supporting Mars in their innovation and research.
Supplementary.
Premier, we all know what Mars is intended to do. It's a great objective. Our government was involved in starting Phase 1, which by the way, we built knowing that we could fill the building. You went on, and you knew fully, there were lots of media reports, you knew fully when you went on to Phase 2 that that building may very well be empty. Then you involved a private developer, Alexander Real Estate, and then you changed the rules at Infrastructure Ontario. All of this without any transparency, without any light shining in at all from the Auditor General, without reporting to this House. So you owe us, you owe the taxpayers an explanation of what you're up to, and the best explanation is to show us the documents we want. We want the agreement between your government and Alexandra Real Estate, and we want the details around the Infrastructure Ontario loan, which at the very least should be public.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, the member opposite knows that this building has been repeatedly valued at or above the amount that we've invested, Mr. Speaker. I think that the member opposite also knows that it would be reckless, Mr. Speaker, and it would jeopardize a conditional agreement, Mr. Speaker, to make certain confidential documents public before that deal, that arrangement had been completed. So we're not going to undermine an arrangement that would be in the best interest of the people of Ontario by providing information publicly that needs to be confidential for a period of time. We are committed to being open and transparent, and I want information to be available to the public and obviously to the members of the opposition as they ask for it. But not at the risk to the benefit of the people of Ontario, Mr. Speaker. We're not going to undermine those commercially sensitive transactions.
Final supplementary.
You know, it clearly is, to the Premier again, it clearly is déjà vu all over again. You obviously haven't learned anything from Orange or eHealth or gas plants. You don't know, you're continuing your propensity as Liberals to just throw more money after bad. Saying no on Phase 2, which was clear around here that you shouldn't have gone ahead and developed. You went ahead using the taxpayers' money, because you don't care about the taxpayers' money. Same thing you did in Orange, same thing you did with gas plants, same thing you did at eHealth, just throw hundreds of millions out the door, and you refuse to be accountable and transparent for that. Don't repeat the mistakes of the past. You've got 2 police probes going on now because of those mistakes in the past. Let's not have to call for another one. Give us the documents we want.
Seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. Premier.
Mr. Speaker. The Minister responsible for infrastructure is reviewing the documents. We will release those documents responsibly, Mr. Speaker. But as I said, we will not undermine the best interests of the people of Ontario by releasing commercially sensitive documents when there is a process underway, Mr. Speaker. We will not do that because we know that Mars is and is going to continue to be a success. And I would say to the member opposite that he should be careful as he undermines the rhetoric around the future of Mars, Mr. Speaker, because the fact is...
Order. Order. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, because he knows full well that there is expertise, there is innovation potential in this province. He knows full well that Mars has been successful and will continue to be successful, and part of that is making sure that that building is functioning at the highest capacity.
Thank you. New question, the Leader of the Third Party.
Thank you very much, Speaker. My question is for the Premier.